And welcome to this episode. Today we're going to be talking about our performance of the week, and then we'll go into our special guest, and then we'll go into our rant of the week.
That bit's always easy.
We like ranting, don't we?
We've always got a rant.
Okay, your performance of the week.
Okay.
This week.
My performance of the week, slightly parochial, but I'm keeping it with the Brits, is Jodie Williams coming back. She hasn't run a lot this year. She's had a slight injury, but she ran in Lucerne on Tuesday night, straight under 23 seconds, 22.88 I think it was, which is a fantastic return. I was a bit concerned about our women's sprinters. You know, we had such a great year last year, and it was all been a bit dodgy up until now. Asha pulled up at the trials, still not quite sure what was wrong there. Ashley hasn't run, Bianca's not looking great, Jodie and Desiree hadn't run really. But Desiree also ran a PB on Tuesday night. So the relay's back on. Come on, girls.
Yeah. Right, my performance of the week, I'm going to pick Michael Rimmer.
In the middle distance race.
Middle distance event, yeah. Well, on 145, he didn't win the trials, but he's obviously in shape. Went out at 145 there. Interested to see how Kyle Langford reacts in the Euro Juniors. Not too sure if he's in 145 shape, but hopefully it will be in about 146 shape, maybe that. But obviously Michael back in action.
And just at the right time.
Yeah, great time.
What a nice guy as well.
And despite having quite a lot of time out over the last...
Hasn't barely done any winter training. Like it was all on the bike or something.
Yeah. That's right yourself.
For me, it's been the Under-23 Championships, which I'm sure we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
David Reggie won, Nick Miller won, but for me, the performance that gave me the most pleasure was Jazmin Sawyers. 671.
Where do all these long jumpers come from? We've now got five women over 670. It was unheard of. Yeah.
And it just so happens that she gave us a little video.
Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
The Under-23 Champs in Tallinn were great. It was really nice to be able to get out there with an age group team for the last time and to come back with a medal. I'm chuffed I've been able to get a medal at every age group champs I've been to. So to finish it off in Tallinn, I was really pleased about. These kind of champs are really important, I think, because they give you a chance to get used to the championship environment. They give you a chance to understand the different pressures that come with being at a championship than to just being in a domestic event. I feel like now, having been through all the different age groups, I'm in a really good position to go into the senior ranks and have a good go. So, you know, I think you can't underestimate the importance of the age group champs. If you look at a lot of people who've gone on to win senior and professional medals, they were at age group championships. For the rest of the year, I'm hoping the 671 will take me on and get me into some other competitions, some comps that maybe I've never done before. Maybe will challenge me or something, or maybe the Diamond League. Hopefully jump a little bit further, but we'll have to wait and see. And of course, a massive thank you to all the athletics fans, because without athletics fans, what's the point in athletics?
So I think it's really interesting what Jazmin has to say about the Under-23 Championships, because I'm kind of in two minds.
Me too, definitely.
It feels like a little bit unnecessary on the one hand, but then for someone like her, who probably wasn't going to the World Championships at least before, and now possibly could. It's an amazing stepping stone. I feel a little bit like I feel about some of the other things that go on at the moment is if you're going to have it, people have to commit to it.
Yes.
Because it's got some really thin fields. Yeah. There's some really good performances, some really mediocre performances, and also it's the timing's really weird.
Timing's really weird.
The World Youth
is on now. The European Juniors is on now, and the Under-23s is on.
And the World Student Games was on last week as well.
And for us, who are literally like massive fans who watch everything, it's confusing.
Yeah.
It's really disorientating. I don't know what's on. I don't know who's in what team. I don't know who's Under-23 and who's a junior still and who's a youth. I haven't got a clue what's going on. Yeah. Then how do you expect people who aren't regular fans to know what's going on?
But do you think we should combine the Euro 23s and the Euro 20s?
That would make perfect sense, wouldn't it? To have them all at the same time and have a lot more stars competing over a 1 week period instead of overlapping championships.
The other thing about the Under-23s is you watch it and I can enjoy it, you know,
really
but you know that these are not the best Under-23s in Europe who are there. So therefore it becomes a bit of a pointless championship unless you can make it for everybody. It's a stepping stone for everybody. Or actually just winning easy medals, really.
And the other thing was about, especially in the UK, where we've said people who go to the Under-23s can't go to the major championships.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, that is absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
For a start, them weeks and weeks and weeks apart, so it wouldn't affect
And especially if you go to the Under-23s and get the qualifying for the World Championships, and now you can't go because you went to the 23s.
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
We've got people competing at the London Grand Prix anniversary games next weekend. who are going to be racing to try and qualify.
Yeah.
Is that going to take significantly less out of them than running a couple of races?
Probably
week
because
before?
a few rounds maybe, but that
What,
the whole
2
point of
rounds?
championships
You should be able to run rounds.
especially in the shorter events and the field events. It's quite
6 weeks before.
It's the same thing,
More,
I suppose.
yeah, ridiculous.
Right, it also leads into my kind of rant of the week, which is not really rant, I suppose, but it's the British Athletics put on Facebook Boris Johnson promoting the anniversary games. I watched it and I was thinking, are they desperate for people to sign up to come and watch it? First reaction.
Yeah.
Second reaction was, or is it that athletics has got so mainstream that now we're kind of having the Mayor of London talk about athletics?
That's a nice way of looking at it. It's a very positive spin.
I have to
That's
say,
working PR.
Yeah.
when you've got to the point that Boris Johnson is promoting anything, I think you may be in trouble, quite frankly.
Well, I thought he's a big name, like, obviously.
But to be fair, he's invested in it as well. He's
Massively.
the Mayor of London, he
Yeah.
was like the ambassador for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I suppose it reflects on him if that the legacy, which is non-existent really, is seen to be non-existent.
Goes along with it.
I think that it is a showcase. People are going to the Olympic Stadium not just for the athletics,
Yeah.
it's
The
still
experience.
part of the
Yeah.
Olympics, to still
Yeah.
be the experience, to relive those amazing days 3 years ago.
It's also quite interesting how the Chancellor brought out his budget, and in that budget was a new rule that said that people have come to the UK and they can get Usain Bolt get prize money basically.
Well, they don't have to pay tax on that worldwide earnings throughout the year.
That was just ridiculous
I'm
rule
not sure
before,
it was
wasn't it?
just for this, but who knows? Like, it will be a kind
Who
of...
knows the power of Usain Bolt?
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think that it's number one. When I first heard he might win, I was like, whatever. I just thought that was not possible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is
Do you reckon
key.
we'll just do a race where it's like,
Yes.
oh, nobody's... and
Well, no, supposedly, the lineup already, there's Mike Rogers is supposed to be running,
Oh, yeah,
and Kemba Bailey-Cole is supposed to be running, so
guys that Usain thinks he
we'll
would
see.
normally be...
I think there may be an added relay that he suddenly turns up for.
That makes a lot more sense. I didn't think of that one. That's a really good idea.
But it is a coup. I mean, it's a coup to get him, and
Yeah.
he's on the Friday night. I think, and Mo's on the Friday night as well.
I think they're separated now. I think Mo's
Oh,
winning.
are they?
No. Is he Bolt's doing both days? Maybe it's a relay.
Maybe it's a relay, yeah.
Well, I thought that was quite a good thing to talk about. And yourself?
Oh, my rant of the week, it's really small. I was watching Lucerne, not Diamond League, just a meeting on Tuesday night. They did this really weird thing where they had A races and B races, but their A and B races were of equal quality. Right. So instead of having one really great race, especially in the men's 200 and the women's hurdles, instead of having one really great race, you had two quite good races. It was just silly. It was just bizarre.
You don't need 2 races for
no,
an event.
you don't need 2 races, but also if you want to see all the best people racing each other.
Yeah.
The B race in the men's 200 ended up with a faster time than the A race. It was just silly.
Do you think it might be to do with maybe the agents of the athletes saying, because obviously one guy controls a lot of...
But I've never seen it anywhere else. It's not like a regular thing,
Well,
is
it's
it?
not Diamond League though, so they may have more power to try and change it around a bit, and,
But
and lane draw wise as well.
To me, it just weakened the meeting, which didn't make any sense.
Can I talk about something that's slightly positive?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
It's a negative issue, but it's a positive.
Okay.
The IAAF have come out and said that if you've had a significant drug ban, I mean, I don't know what that means, but then you cannot win Athlete of the Year. That is an absolutely brilliant step in the right direction, because of obviously there was a lot of controversy last year, there probably would be again this year.
Yeah.
Atrocious PR if certain people win. So that is a very positive step in the right direction, and I hope that they can continue with these kind of positive moves. I know they can't do lifetime bans yet. I don't think they've tried hard enough to do this. But things like that, although they don't mean anything really, they're quite significant.
It sends a message, doesn't it? It's just a shame they had to institute this rule and it wasn't thought of years back.
Do you think that maybe Seb Cole getting involved has obviously this week put his name forward for the presidency? Him versus Bubka?
It's between him and Sergei. I mean, what 2 great
ambassadors,
and potential leaders. I don't think anyone could think of anything massively negative to say about either of them. Personally, I don't see massive scandals around them. I don't see corruption around them. So for us, I think we prefer Seb because we know him, but we know what he's capable of with the Olympics, and we know he's very capable. Sergei may very well be as well. I don't know, but I think they're both pretty good candidates,
and possibly a improvement on the last one.
That's it for this episode, guys. We would like to hear from you, so if you've got any tweets, comments, write them in there. Maybe ask us a question that we can kind of reply to or talk about on the episode.
Also, like any guests you'd like.
Who do you like on here?
We can ask.
Yeah, why not?
And we've got a special announcement. We have a name!
Yay!
Big thanks to Smoky Mozzarella, to Gabrielle, who we knew would come up with the name. We are now officially the Backstraight Boys.
So the ankle leg, chatting shit about athletics. I still quite like that one though.
Well, we'll be we will still be chatting shit about athletics, but
as the Backstreet Boys. Right,
exactly.
Okay, yeah, fine. Right, nice one, guys.
I want it that